Hi Cancer, this is your homework family reading for August 1st through the 15th. Let me hit the bell. You know the drill. Take us higher. I know that can be annoying for you guys, and I do apologize. However, there is a reason. I can't really explain it. I can't really explain it. It's just the way it goes. That's why everybody calls me Bells. There's a frequency I know when I hit it, and when we're on the same page. Okay, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for August 1st through the 15th. Okay, Cancers, you guys can be some very sensitive people. I'm a Cancer moon, so I know. And I'm going to be blunt. And I'm not trying to just pick at anybody. But Cancer, you guys can be very moody. And that really goes with who you are. But for Cancer who has Moon or Venus, you can be incredibly sensitive. And I am kind of picking directly at you guys more because what I'm being given to say to you guys, what I was channeling before I came in here to do the video, Spirit says, first off, love. They're not even giving me like the chakra, like the heart chakra. They are just saying love. Come into love for self, come into unconditional love. Love. From the 1st through the 18th. And I believe that this is more about yourself than outwardly. It might be outwardly. But the reason I'm saying this is I feel like the energy I'm being given, it could be in two parts, for one group and one for another. And then it could also be like a warning for like the empaths of the energy that you're picking up so you don't get yourself confused and mixed up. So you're not on the wrong side of yourself or the wrong side of your feelings for some of you, because this is what they just said to me. You're definitely, I feel as we enter this energy from the 1st through the 15th, what I'm feeling is some insecurities that you're dealing with. Some pride, blame, fear, some afraid energy, some powerless energy, some helpless and even rejected energy. And this may be you, and then it may be you getting yourself confused on the energies that you're picking up. Because Spirit just like taps me on my head and pushes me back. So this could be back up, collect yourself, in one sense, and ground yourself and realize if it is or isn't you. And then this could also be back up, collect yourself, and put yourself back together with some love. Because what Spirit gives me, they put it in my eyes, which is Kinez. But they're giving me Kinez in reverse, and I feel like this is a warning. Kinez looks like this, but for you it would actually look that way, I believe. I always say, I don't mean to put the runes down, but to me it looks like Pac-Man. It looks like the design of Pac-Man, but Kinez in reverse looks the exact opposite. Now, let me read to you so that I can make sure you understand where I'm coming from. Because I feel like this is a warning, telling you not to get in your feelings in a negative way and pull you down. Because that will completely screw you up, is what I feel like they are telling me. So you need to give yourself some compassion and some love and some self-expression or realization for yourself during this time. Kinez is the torch, the craft, cunning. It is manifestation, it is the character, and it is personality. It speaks to us of, it points to matters of creativity of our personal craft, whatever it is we are, whatever we are creating within our life. Or your purpose. It shows the natural ability through its skills and its effort. It speaks to us of balance and cycles of balance and the need of rest and work. This is what I always say is our four. When our four is out of balance, then we are out of balance. Our emotional, our mental, our spiritual, and our physical. If we are not taking care of ourselves on all four levels, then we get out of balance. Because when we are out of balance, then we have, obviously, the imbalance. But the imbalance causes blockages within the cycle, so it can't flow naturally. It shows the presence of craftsmen, women, and children. It is the rune of skill. It is the principle of ignition, like the start button. It is creativity expressed in form, and it can control us through our inspiration, our knowledge, and our capabilities. It is the craft of skill, the craft of guides, analysis, and it forges through to our human endeavors. It is shaping and reshaping of the present. It's transmutation through fire and heat. It is a fire sign. It also speaks to us of sexual energy or our children. And what I mean by that when I explain this is your fire is your children. So of course it would deal with your children. But if you don't have children or it's not dealing with your children, then it's dealing of your passion and where your passion takes you, which could also deal with sexual energy. Now, this is what Knez means when it's the right way. What Spirit is giving me is watch out. Here's your warning. As when I asked for Cancer signs, I'm being given the warning of Knez being backwards. And that means stoppage of the inner fire, meaning you're losing your inner fire. If you're getting caught up in these negative feelings, these negative emotions, this pride, bitter, blame, fear, powerlessness, being afraid, feeling helpless or rejected, because I'm getting all nauseous in my stomach. You know how they say, listen to your gut feeling? When your gut is telling you something is not good, there's a difference. I tell people all the time, there's a gut feeling where we're afraid versus something is not good, and you need to know the difference. The gut will tell you when you should not do something, or this is very, very bad, but people get it confused with, I really can do it, and I'm afraid. You know, I feel like the gut feeling is being twisted or confused for some of you. And the warning is, don't lose your inner fire. Don't step away from it. Do not have lack of your creativity or your skills. The need to learn the craft may be there. You may need to learn it better, but don't be afraid to take the chance to learn it. Disillusion, disease, sickness through lack of appreciation or application, actually. This is what I'm saying. Don't let yourself be talked out of believing in yourself, because it will go against you right now. And this is definitely not the time to be misleaded by your own self and your own fear of faith in self. They say to listen to your imagination in a positive way, like the third eye. See what you want to create, not what you're afraid of creating. See what you want to see happen. This is speaking to you of your manifestation. They're saying, more or less, if you get in your feels in a bad way because you're so emotional, or you're picking up others' emotions and you're getting yourself confused in the situation, you could be easily persuaded into kind of going against what you truly desire, and you know the difference, so don't fall for that, is what I'm being given right off the bat. They're saying have stability, I guess, within yourself. And they're saying have some spine. Yeah. All right, let me get into the astrology. Oh, the other thing that I'm being given by Spirit is, see, and I feel like they're giving you the warning of this because what I'm being given is so powerful. But I think this is a hump you have to get over. What they're giving me is somebody literally riding a bull. I'm going to get a bull lately left and right. But what I'm feeling when I'm being given is somebody riding the bull is they've got a lasso, and instead of a horse, they're riding a bull. So it's like they took the bull by the horns, they're riding it. But more importantly, what I feel like I'm being pulled to is in Hebrew. In Hebrew, the bull takes us closer to the alpha because it's closer to the ox. This is what I feel like they're actually trying to tell me, is the bull is the ox in this situation. The ox is the alpha. The person riding it is the beta, the alpha and the beta. The beta is the one that is connected to the alpha, which in tarot is the magician. But the magician can create nothing if it's not connected to the alpha. Meaning, be connected to your consciousness. Be connected to the oneness. Be connected to the high. Rise above this and be connected to the spiritual energy, and you can manifest anything you want. But if you're manifesting incorrectly because you're caught to that negative, then you're going to go nowhere. Or you're manifesting for a negative. Okay. That's why I feel like I'm being given two different situations. Now, obviously, we have the Lionsgate on 8/8, but I'm warning you, those 2 days prior to that Lionsgate are going to be incredibly intense because the moon on 8/8 on the Lionsgate is actually going to be in Sagittarius, but it doesn't move into Sagittarius until about 4:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be in Scorpio for the 2 days prior to that. In Scorpio, when the moon travels through Scorpio, we feel everything through the nines. I mean, if we're all brand new in love, then we're all super goofy, happy, lovey, yay, fooey, fooey, yay. And everything in the world is glorious. But when we've been betrayed, we also feel that to the nines. And then we're full on in our anger. We're full on in our upset level. So no matter what your emotion is, it's overly intense of that emotion when it's in Scorpio. That's just the way it is. I call Scorpio like a sexy Sherlock Holmes clue game, more or less. It's the detective that will not quit, and it will make things worse than it ever needed to be if it's in a negative place. It will over dig. It's like they say, if you look for a problem hard enough, you will find one. This is what I'm trying to say. Scorpio can be very positive. It can be very negative. It depends on what you're feeding it, especially when it's in its emotions 2 days before the Lionsgate. So something may very much be coming up and bringing its attention, rising its attention for something for you to understand of what you need to let go of or hold on to prior to that Lionsgate, because the Lionsgate is always a very illuminating time. Now, right after that, you have Mercury, which is going out of Cancer and coming back into Leo. It will be direct, but don't forget, it's still carrying a little bit of shadow energy at that time. Prior to it getting into Leo, it will have been in shadow while it's still in your sign, Cancer. So you're kind of dealing with some darker aspects within that communication as you approach the Lionsgate. And I'll look at that in just a minute. Jupiter is going to be going direct on the 11th, which is a Sunday, and Uranus is going retrograde on the 11th, which is also, like I said, Sunday. So Jupiter, once it goes retrograde, is going to be moving, it'll be going back to its normal direction in Sagittarius, and it no longer will be only speaking to you about the things that you've been learning over these last few months about yourself, about your higher self, and what it is you desire or you should be doing about yourself because you're not, or with yourself, because you haven't been stepping up to the plate and truly coming closer to your authentic self. It's helping you have a higher knowledge of who and what you are. And now that it's going retrograde, now that it's going direct, it's going, okay, we figured a lot of this out. Are you ready to step up to it? And start taking that outwardly. If you didn't learn those lessons before the 11th, Jupiter will be smacking you on the head because it'll be the last little bit of time it has to get it through your head. On the 11th, Uranus also is going retrograde, like I said. So a couple weeks before that, like this whole time, from the 1st through the 15th, I would say Uranus in Taurus is definitely giving you the smack upside its head because it's about to go retrograde. It's giving you those things of speaking to you about independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom, your inventive nature, the shock and awe. Where are you not bringing out your shock and awe into this world? Where are you not stepping into your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and bringing that into how you create yourself and you expect to be seen and expect to be valued? What is your worth? Are you not expressing it? Where you're not expressing it is what I'm saying. Uranus is going to be smacking you in the head. Because the point is, once it goes retrograde, you want Uranus to help you dive deeper in understanding who your authentic self is. Not smacking you in the head because you couldn't figure out how to get on board with figuring out who you are so that you can express it. You want to be a step ahead. So if it's giving you that sideways twist and smack upside of your head, it's only helping you to see where you're not telling the world how to love you right and who you are through your self-worth, your self-value, and your self-esteem. And with that, where's that independence, individuality, uniqueness, and freedom meant to shine? All right, you have the full moon, which is going to be taking place on the 15th in Aquarius with void, of course, to Pisces. Now, with that being said, let's look at this chart here. Alright. You've definitely been feeling that whole energy going between you and Capricorn for a while, and it's not about to change. Not through the whole month of August. Cancer, you guys also are ruled with that, most people will never really mention this, you're ruled by the Sirius star as well, not just the moon, which is the depths of who and what you are. But the Sirius star is 14 degrees with you all the time. It's part of who and what you are, and that's why you're so sensitive, because the Sirius star is what we call God's consciousness. It's what we call the illuminated teacher. It's also what I call Thor's hammer, okay? And it brings that extra understanding of that emotional and spiritual depth, which is what also makes you so crabby, because that's a lot to intake, plus the depths of the moon. It's part of who you are. This is exactly why they were giving me this in the beginning. The Sirius star is coming up on the North Node. And on the 28th of the month, it will be in exact same degree. The North Node is talking to you about what you need to learn in order to move forward. Alright. This is your universal first house, Cancer. But don't forget, Cancer also rules the 4th house. So let me just give it to you in full breakdown. This is speaking to you of yourself, your self-awareness, your physical body, your personality, your appearance, your view of life, your ID, your image. But it's also speaking to you of your inner emotional security, your home, your roots, your inner child, where you come from, your true self, your upbringing, your karmic lessons, and your reincarnation. The two are being rolled into one. And you've got the Sirius star extra giving an oomph of energy to it right now, because this is when it illuminates every year. That has something to do with that Lion's Gate. It is going straight across, and it is not getting along with, what is it, your 7th house? Yeah, your universal 7th house. So it is asking you, within all of those energies, what about these relationships are good for you and what about these relationships are not? Your marriage, your partners, your business contracts, your business situations, relationships, divorce, separation, lawsuits, open enemies. I say all the time, no matter who and what you are, you have a relationship with anything you care about. You have a relationship with money. When you have no money, you know about your relationship with no money. When you have no vehicle, you know about your relationship with no vehicle. When you're alone and you're single, you know about your relationship with being single, whether you want to be or not. You know about the relationship you have with yourself. You know about the relationship with your parents, your children, all of this. No matter what you care about, you have a relationship with. And it's got rules, walls, boundaries, which is Saturn, limitations in these relationships right now. Asking you, could you please pick spiritual relationships that soulfully work with who and what you want to be? Where are you inspiring to go? And are the relationships going in that direction? Or are you allowing people to stay in your life that have no business being there because they truly don't support you, nor do they love you? That is a big part of what you're dealing with right now, because that's not going away all month long. Now, you are also... the North Node is getting along. The North Node and the Sirius Star is getting along with Pisces. Is getting along great with Pisces. So it is speaking to you of your higher self. It is speaking to you of your ethics, your morals, your spiritual urges, your dreams. Stick to the truth of who and what you are. Your vision, your higher mind, your psychic energy. Stick to your higher truth. Stick to your spiritual urges. Stick to your spiritual growth, your soulful growth. And what does those ethics, those morals tell you about your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem? And it will help you come into understanding yourself on a brand new level like you've never understood yourself. Because this is about us moving forward by understanding what we enjoy and what we love and what we don't, and why, and what will help us be better us. However, that relationship is fighting your universal sixth house, where Jupiter is. Jupiter is trying to bring to your attention your everyday mundane tasks that work against you versus what you believe about yourself, and what you believe about your spirituality, and what you believe about your soulfulness, what you believe within those ethics, those morals, those spiritual orders, those dreams, those higher education. Are you still stuck in dogma of what everybody else has told you all of your life? Are you starting to believe the truth that you know is true? And within these everyday mundane tasks, from the time you get up and take your shower and get ready for work and do your stuff and eat your diet, your routines, are they serving who you want to be? Or are there routines there that have to do with bad addictions, bad patterns that actually are not serving you in a healthy way of getting to your higher self, getting to a new level of coming into your own authenticity? Because there's something here that Jupiter is trying to bring to your attention from your, like, is your daily tasks, your diet, your work, your diet, your service, your hygiene, how you take care of yourself, how you're able to work, and then just the daily routines in general. Are there bad habits and bad addictions that are not serving you? Maybe you talk shit to yourself in negative ways. Maybe that is one of the things. My point is something about it is not supporting that ninth house, which might make you question the authority to believe in yourself. And that is where you want to start paying attention, because that would be keeping you from moving forward, and in fact keeping you and making you move backwards. And at this time is not a time to go backwards, trust me. Now, you also have your second house speaking to that sixth house. Now that is getting along just fine. This is Leo speaking to Sagittarius, fire on fire. Leo right now is slammed with energy. This is also part of the Lion's Gate. It has Venus in it, it has the Sun in it, it has Mars in it, it has Kokub in it, it has two Polaris stars, not Polaris, it has two of the Guardians of the Pole in it. Let me tell you, the Guardians of the Pole are on Leo, two of them in Leo, one in Gemini, and they are guarding you. That's the other thing. Spirit is giving me, for you guys, they're giving me like a gargoyle. Like the gargoyles that you see on top of churches that are supposed to be, making sure that nothing bad can get into the church. This is what they're giving me. They're like giving me the gargoyle as to protect you. And this is also speaking about that Sirius star and the window or the doorway that is open, that portal that is open during this time. They're only letting those who are able to step up and into this new ascension move forward. The Guardians are seriously not letting just anybody through. This is a very powerful, pivotal change that you may not even start seeing the true part of all of it until about 6 months down the road. But this is the time that sets that. It's very important. And like I said, they're putting gargoyles around you, or at least around your sign. So this is definitely a time of, if there's any question that you think you're stepping backwards or that you're in control and you think you know it all, that's wrong. This is about believing in yourself and taking new chances. You have your second house, which is your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, speaking with Leo's energy. It has the Kokub in it. It has the two Guardians of the Pole, which is rules, walls, boundaries, Saturn, limitations. It has Venus, sensitivity for the good and the bad. It has in all levels of sensitivity, smell, touch, see, all of it. It has the sun in it, bringing the illumination and its shine and the core, forward into that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. It has Mars asking you, about your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team, your passion, your action, your aggression, your fire, your inner sexuality, and how you feel about yourself. Jura there, which is asking you about the sacrifice and the commitment it takes to get to that self-worth, that self-value, that self-esteem. Okay? And is it getting along or is it not? It's getting along with Jupiter at this time about these mundane tasks. Listen to your higher self. Listen to your gut. Understand when the gut is telling you that you can versus no, the fuck you can't. No, the fuck this is no. This is very bad. There's a very big difference. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you have fear, you get nauseous. When it's bad as in no, it shakes. Like, this is bad. Like, not nauseous, like gonna vomit. But when the gut feeling is saying bad, 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 very bad for you, it's like your insides shake. It's like your vibrations are trying to get out. Versus nauseous. Nauseous typically means I have power and I can do it, but I'm afraid. Alright. What does Taurus need to hear? No, not Taurus. You're not Taurus. You are Cancer. What does Cancer need to hear to help them understand how to move forward? What does Cancer, Sun, and Rising Venus need to hear to help them move forward? Does Cancer, I don't know, but they keep me shuffling. What does Cancer need to hear to help them move forward from the 1st to the 15th of August. Ouch, my bracelet's getting me. Well, the first thing that comes out is the 3 of Pentacles versus the 10 of Swords. This is saying the shit can be behind you. The shit can be behind you. Everybody who's stabbed you in the back, everybody who's left you for disaster, everybody who's abandoned you, that can be over. Because it's coming with the pride of making the right choices. But are you making the right choices? Because they're coming together. This is saying, don't make the wrong choices and question if you're going to continue to be treated the way you've been treated. Because then you will. This is saying, you know who's been treating you bad. You know who does and doesn't care about you. Don't lie to yourself about it. You already know. And you know when they're going to leave you for dead. Versus what you know you should take pride in doing. And what you know that you can build. This is building towards the gain and wealth for a new tomorrow. You know which one you should trust. You know that you should trust in yourself. You know that you need to trust in yourself and have pride in yourself and the good job that you want to create as you're trying to move forward. You already know not to trust in this. This is saying if you continue to trust in those who harmed you, this isn't going to come true. It'll be stagnant, right down the middle. It'll be like movement of forwardness. They are telling you, Leo, they are giving you the Leo sign, which is for you. It is your second house, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. And when you stick with your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and this is the Leo sign, because it is Leo. This is telling you to trust in that inside of yourself. The Leo is the brightest card. It is successful strength. But this also reminds me, because in Hebrew, this also takes me right back to Hebrew, and says, you know, you create your own reality, the blessing or the punishment. You have the strength to move forward. You have the self-worth to move forward. Self-value, self-esteem. You have all the energy and the power in here you need. Only will you believe in yourself, because if you do, then you can have the happiest card with strength backing it. Is there anything else here? The Princess of Wands. Another fire sign. This is fierce courage, being fierce and courage of the heart and of the soul. Go after your soul's desire. What was the very first thing that they had said? They gave me Kinez backwards, telling you not to lose yourself, not to give up on yourself, not to lose your desire. This is having conviction and self-reliance. And this may also be another fire sign, but for you, this is also your second house. Self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. This is telling you things are going to move forward for you as long as you believe in you and you take the chance on you. Don't doubt yourself. Then you get the devil, which is asking you in the Capricorn energy. This is going across the skies, looking at your relationships. Don't let them self-sabotage you. This is asking you to step away from those addictions and those bad patterns. You know, this is asking you not to give yourself self-sabotage. There's a difference between desires of creating something as you move forward versus things that you know are unhealthy and going to take you in a bad way, because if you stick with it, it's just going to give you very little gain. This is the Seven of Pentacles. It'll be a spoiled vine. They're coming together. They both fell out at the same time. those bad desires, those bad addictions, the situations that might be going on in some of those relationships across the board, because it is Capricorn, could be telling you that some of that, point blank, is a spoiled vine. Are you over questioning what you do? Are they over questioning you? This is telling you to watch out for that self-sabotage, because Spirit is pulling me right back to your own inner self-reliance. And I always say the cats speak to me of manifestation of changing our DNA, so to speak. As we come into a higher ascension, a higher vibration, our DNA takes a shift within that manifestation. And the cats always bring that to my attention. You're also being given the Princess of Swords. This is making smart, intelligent decisions. This is fierce. This is a fierce, crusading character. Not necessarily good or bad. You can take that sword and cut away everything that is not good for you, or you can make the wrong decisions and just cut away the things that are right for you. This is very much a powerful time to think correctly, to think clearly. She can pounce on a situation too quickly, so make sure that you are trusting in yourself, trusting in what you're doing. And I would jump fast if you're listening to your higher self. But if you have any thoughts that that is still the situation, that this is who is in your life and could bring to you, then I wouldn't go with it. Because they're both coming together like this. This is saying, if you're putting too much thought into helping these people, then that's exactly what you'll have. You need to be able to see through the bullshit and don't support them. Basically, don't support those people who have done that to you. Cut them away. Pounce on the things that you desire in life. Whoa! Pounce on the things that you desire in life. Is there anything here for Cancer? The sun in Taurus for you is what they're giving me. This is saying, create your heaven on earth and you will illuminate. This is also, what did I say? You were riding the bull for the manifestation. This is what they were warning you. You can have everything you want, but will you go after it? The creative. This is speaking to you of transformation and the horse. Freedom. This is the active yang principle. Strength. Tenacity. Inspiration. Heaven. Masculinity. Authority. The father. This means to empower the situation and to create. It also speaks to you of authority, strength, and power, inspiring, and it also speaks to you of metal and winter. This is I Ching, so it's a little bit harder to understand. But this, it means I create. You can take yourself in brand new, wonderful, glorious directions. Do you believe it? No. I'm getting caught in the middle of them. What do we need to leave them with? What's the positive energy that we can leave them with? Or inspiring words? Because I feel like they're telling you so much. You were just reborn. You should be feeling very good. But if you're having any of that self-doubt, you need to get that shit out of your head, babe. Because it will take you backwards. It will take you backwards right now, and this is the wrong time to make that mistake and go backwards. Yes, no? Learning to keep your heart open and soft through the trials of life. The first thing that they said was love. Love life and love the chance. Remind yourself that you are a soul and a spirit being. Is there anything else? Avoid hateful thoughts, as they are just hurtful, as they are just as hurtful as physically striking someone. I felt it, but it moved too fast. Yeah. Faith. Loving and then letting go is not only one of the most challenging things we can do. It's also the bravest that we do. Take big, deep breaths and know that this is the right thing for you in your life. Faith. Have faith in yourself, babe. Know what you've got to do and walk away from that you've got to walk away from. What is it they said before I heard? The best rewards always come from taking the biggest challenges, the biggest leaps of faith. That's why they call it leap of faith. That's where the biggest rewards come from. I love you, and I see you for the second half of August. If you enjoy the videos, please subscribe, please share, and if you want any of your own personal private readings, you can check out all the information down below. Bye.